But the 300,000 children that are missing, many of them are dead. And many of them are in sex rings and all sorts of things going on. It's a terrible thing. They have done such a bad job in this government in terms of everything, foreign relations, border, crime, jobs. And today you found out that the job numbers are fake on top of everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? The one and only James Williams, Doe Waters in the back. And we are here to talk about the children that are being recovered. I know everybody upset about Epstein. And thankfully, the firestorm is coming to an end because common sense prevailed. It's exactly what I said it was. I'm not even going to go into it because people are going to argue, oh, you're trying to soften the blow. No, bro. It's common damn sense. Now, we know we had on record 300,000 missing children, and Donald Trump came out today and said they've found over 10,000 children just recently. Here's the most important thing, and I want you to understand this. The people who are standing against ICE when they're doing these raids are a part of this child smuggling agenda. You don't believe me? At this raid, at this farm, they had underage workers that Tom Hman recovered from this marijuana, illegal marijuana farm owned by the cartel in California. And so you're seeing the war inside of America against the cartel, against all the wickedness, burst out into the open. I mean, it truly is bursting out into the open. I think it's very appropriate that the week ends with the messaging of what's really going on. Because everybody's worried about the missing kids, right? Everybody's worried about what was done to children. If that's what everybody's upset about, Epstein did this to kids, and these people are crooked and evil, and then you're doing the job. And I want you to take a listen to what Tom Hman has to say, because I think it's very significant.
But Tom, it strikes me unbelievable that the Democrats are not on board. When you look at this raid, there were 10 juveniles that were illegally brought across the border. You and I covered this under the Biden administration. I was down in Texas. We encountered 8, 10-year-old, 12-year-olds coming across with just a name and an address and a phone number on their necks, the cartel ruthlessly sending them across. And yet now we know that 10 of them, 8 of which were unaccompanied minors, working illegally in a marijuana farm, and your agents go in and rescue them essentially, and yet there is violent resistance to that. Does that upset you?
It certainly upsets me, and like I said, you know, the work men and women of ICE are doing is incredible. Look, we're looking for over 300,000 missing children. We've already found 10,000. Have you heard that anywhere? No, the media is simply not covering it. And look, this should be a nonpartisan issue. Arresting public safety threats and national security threats, everybody be on the same page on that. Rescuing children, I mean, it should be a nonpartisan issue. Everybody should be in lockstep on that, but they're not. The media is lying. The Democrats they don't want President Trump to be successful. I got news for them. We are being successful. Every illegal alien public safety threat we arrest makes this country safer. Every national security threat we take off the street and deport makes us safer. And we're rescuing thousands of children. The lives saved every day by ICE, the lives saved every day by Border Patrol, are in the hundreds. So it's the only thing I can think of, Griff, if they hate President Trump more than they love their community. They hate President Trump more than they want, safe communities. There's just no other excuse why this is not, why this has become a partisan issue to take public safety threats off the street.
And I can tell you the issue is they are in lockstep with child smuggling. Yeah. They don't have no problem with child smuggling because they are child smugglers. You can see my prayer pillow over there on the ground. See it right there in the back? I know y'all be looking at my background. That's my prayer pillow when I get on my face and pray. They are in lockstep with child traffickers. They are child traffickers. That's what the whole Epstein debacle, Clinton global initiative anger is about. That is the main issue. And what's not being said is that when Tom Hman and them went into chicken plants and chicken farms, they found a whole, that's where they're finding these missing children. They are working as slaves doing slave labor. Yeah. The ones that they're finding are working. And you wonder why God is mad at the country, sending storms and floods all over the place. It's insane. Donald went on to talk about it as well. Hold on, let me let you see Donald say what he got to say. Donald, Mr. President. Now, don't y'all be calling him Donald, because you got to have a G14 classified clearance to call him Donald. If you call him Donald without your G14 classified clearance, like the Stankonia ambassador, you might be put in prison. But I have a G14 classified clearance. I can say things that you can't say. So don't be running around saying what I'm saying. Donald, go on and tell him what's going on, man.
And you know, something that you should have that you haven't reported. As you know, 300,000 children are missing, right? 300,000 under Biden. We've already gotten back 10,000 of those children, and we have a lot more planned to come back. We're getting them back by the thousands, but 300,000, and we've, as of this morning, over 10,000 we've gotten back. And you know, something that you should.
Now I'm going to say this. The Republican Party is terrible at messaging. I just got to keep it real with you. They're terrible at messaging. Donald is a lot better at messaging, but this week has been a terrible messaging week. For those people be like, well, Doug Waters, this. You got to understand, I have a background as a political consultant, worked on political campaigns. Messaging is everything. And their messaging was off this week. It was completely discombobulated, turned upside down on the most important issue there is to the American people. And there's no doubt that it's the most important issue there is to the American people. And so what the Democrats have never been able to do, which is shoot Donald Trump in the foot or cause him to shoot himself in the leg, he shot himself in the leg this week. And what you're seeing now is the messaging recenter itself and press forward on issues that are important to the American people. So what can we say? We can say that the tumult of the people, the anger of the people, centered their focus on what needs to be focused on. But there's consequences and repercussions for that anger. There's consequences and repercussions for this outburst, this volcanic eruption of disappointment. And it really is. His poll numbers tanked to an all-time low over 48 hours, which is insane after everything the president has done. I mean, my Lord, it's insane. It's insane. And then the worst part about it was this. I'm going to tell you the worst part. From a spiritual perspective, and some people are going to accept it, some people are not going to accept it. I don't care. I'm just going to tell you like it is. From a spiritual perspective, the president is a Christian. That whole administration is Christian. The majority of people who are upset about this issue are Christians. He's an anointed president by the Lord himself. The word says, touch my anointing and do my prophets no harm. You sitting there having friendly fire in the spirit realm over a demon. Yeah, it was friendly fire in the realm of the spirit over Jeffrey Epstein. Such a massive violation that it's ridiculous. That only God himself could step in and deal with it, because that's a massive violation. People pray for that man to be their president. People pray for him daily. It's people who were praying for him now praying against him because he ain't do what I said I wanted to do. But I mean, just imagine God just sitting on his throne, relaxing, chilling. You know, they got harps playing, they got angels dancing, seraphims doing their thing. Holy, 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 holy. And then, shoom, 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 shoom. And he's like, come on, man. Come on. What is wrong with my children down there? What are y'all thinking? What are you thinking? And then the next phase opens up, and I said, those who want to use this as leverage, this issue of Epstein as leverage, they're going to take advantage of it. So here comes Epstein's brother coming out saying that Donald Trump had him killed. Of course he's going to say Donald Trump had him killed, because he'll say Donald Trump is on the Epstein list and he had him killed. Of course that's coming. This is where God is not the author of confusion. But when confusion erupts, it's easy to sow dissent and division into confusion. So you see it happening. And I mean, I understand it. It's a part of the game, but damn.
There's a lot of facts. There's a lot of information. People who take the time and really investigate this thoroughly all come to the pretty much conclusion that maybe Trump was behind this.
Wow. Well,
Maybe Jeff was killed to quiet him.
You think President Trump has something to do with Epstein, with your brother being killed?
I wouldn't write that off. Because if you look at all of the evidence we have and all of the facts, not opinions, and all of the facts, that wouldn't be something I would dismiss.
I mean, that's an extraordinary thing to say, but there is zero evidence that Donald Trump had anything to do with your brother's death.
Well, somebody did.
That 60 seconds missing, it was me. I went in with my own bare hands. I choked him out, okay? I choked him out. I couldn't stand that little pervert. I couldn't stand that little creep. I'd heard enough. He had to be wiped out. He had to be taken out. Sick man. Couldn't exist on this planet anymore, okay? Couldn't exist. Had to be taken out.
Oh my goodness, that was funny. You see what I'm saying about the division, allowing room for division to be sown in? But it's expected because you can't control a narrative with that many people. There's no way to control a narrative with that many people. One more thing that I'm going to touch upon is this. Chelsea Clinton Lord's Clinton Gobert initiative on the ground in Texas. Responses are exquisite. I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but I'm going to say this. I'll put it to you like this. A lot of child trafficking does not go up roads and bridges, but rivers. That's all I'm going to say. And I was thinking this when the flood initially happened. I was like, this don't make no damn sense. I was thinking it. But I was looking for evidence and understanding that there had to be something like a flashing red arrow to point to that area. The simple fact that the Clintons running behind over there lets me know that there was some kind of smuggling operation in that area. Not necessarily, that's not necessarily saying it was at that camp. Not necessarily saying those people at that camp were smuggling children, but something was going on in that area that the Clintons have an interest in. And we know what they have interest in. These are the tough conversations that quite frankly nobody's going to speculate on. Because somebody be like, "Are you saying those kids will die because of the Clintons?" No, I'm saying, why in the hell is Chelsea Clinton going there? You know what the Clinton Global Initiative is known for. Why do they have an interest in the area? What dog do they have in that hunt? Think about it. The people in Carolina got flooded. Remember the people was trapped in the wintertime? Did the Clinton Global Initiative go there? Hell no. People's houses burned down. Did the Clinton Global Initiative go there? Hell no. Did they go to Hawaii? Hell no. They ain't go to none of them places. But all of a sudden they running over to Texas, northwest of Austin, the most major blue city full of demons. If you ever been to Austin, you feel the demonic oppression when you go into it. Little goblins hopping down the street like this with pink and blue hair. What is the Clintons' interest in the area? The camp was highlighted because of the children. What else was there? I don't really care to do the research. Honestly, I don't. I don't, because I got an idea what I'm going to find, and I don't want to find it because then I'm going to have to talk about it. But I'm going to tell you this. They ain't going over there for nothing. They ain't going over there for nothing. Yeah, they not going there for nothing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only James Williams Starkvaters. I'm out of here. I'll be back with your next video. Late night video. Make sure you are primed. The Stankonia Ambassador stream starts Saturday night. For those of you who have not participated in the Stankonia Ambassador live stream, I will tell you this. If you're going to be in the house for the ambassador's live streams, I want you to do a couple of things. Do not eat anything heavy prior to the Stankonian debut. What I mean, don't be sitting there having just eating a steak. Don't be sitting there drinking anything that will make you spit it up or anything that will make vomit, projectile vomit happen from laughter. Do not do it. I'm trying to tell you right now, because people have been in the Stankonian streams and they've emailed me, man, you just made me vomit my beer all over the sofa. Other people said, man, I just started choking on my popcorn. I'm going to tell you, if you're going to visit the Stankonian Ambassador streams, that you're going to need to be on an empty belly. Now, I'd advise you drink you some water. You might be able to get away with a little bit of red wine, a little light liqueur, but do not, under any circumstances, be drinking any carbonated beverages that will allow you to expel the ingredients of your belly. You understand? I'm just warning you, because the Stankonian be keeping it real. And I'm thinking about bringing Kirby back. I tried to reach out to Kirby today. Kirby ain't called me. Did Kirby call me back? Kirby ain't called me back. Let me see. For those of you who don't know who Kirby is keeping it real, brother. Yeah, Kirby just called me. I'm about to call Kirby and see if I can bring him back. I'll see y'all on the next video.